What's up, the squad? Back with another video. I seen the title was going out. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe button. Also, make sure y'all go check out Doug X out. An amazing guy, amazing information. Definitely check him out. Let's get in the video.
Fani Willis suffers a humiliating defeat with the Trump election interference case, specifically over that election interference as to when did it happen and is it covered under his general immunity. This definitely chips away at it with the Supreme Court helping him out. And she bet her whole career on this thing. And this is going to be a devastating embarrassment for her, which is good news. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are. Part of why we're happy is Trump just exists and all of his opposition just immolate themselves. They hoist themselves on their own petard. They set traps for others and they fall into it themselves. Bad news for Fani Willis and her Trump election interference case. The Supreme Court ruled for the first time that a president has immunity for official acts. Now, this is on The Root, from The Root magazine, which is about as sympathetic as Fani Willis is going to get. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled that Donald Trump might be entitled to immunity from his behavior during the final days of his presidency, and as it pertained to the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. The decision may have damning effects on the Georgia racketeering case against him. These are all of the RICO charges. These are the big ones that brought in 18 co-defendants that also had RICO charges against them. And remember, he was racketeering and organizing all of them, allegedly. That case, which was spearheaded by Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis, is currently on hold as an appeals court evaluates if Willis can even stay on the case at the request of Trump and his co-defendants to have her, because she's been corrupted with Nathan Wade, engorging the taxpayers, taking their money and going to the Caribbean. The Georgia case is also has some of the same matters as special counsel Jack Smith's prosecution of Trump and federal election interference charges. So this is an example of Fani Willis could have gone more conservative on her prosecution of Trump, but she didn't. She went for gold. She went for the grand slam home run. And this is a problem in law. You go little, little pigs get fed, big pigs get slaughtered. There hasn't been a trial date set by Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee yet. One of the motions before him is Trump's attempt to get the charges thrown out based on grounds of presidential immunity. The Supreme Court's 6-3 ruling stated that Trump's contacts with Justice Department officials about his stolen election claims are protected by immunity because they're part of his official office task. Now, here's another place where I really need to show this Mike Davis video because he breaks this out. Trump's unofficial acts, some of them are also protected by immunity because you do unofficial things like have private conversations about emails and strategies before you make them official. If you're not allowed to have those private, unofficial conversations, machinations, plans, then it would greatly affect and ruin the presidency if you couldn't even talk about things and plan things or propose things, even if you choose not to do them. So those are unofficial acts, but they're the precursors to the official acts. And I believe the Supreme Court will also find those protected also, just to protect the presidency. The High Court also said that Trump is presumptively immune, unquote, from being prosecuted for his contacts with former Vice President Mike Pence right before the January 6th insurrection of the Capitol. Interesting enough, those contacts are also referenced in the Georgia case. So because they brought them in as evidence, now they're part of the court case. And the Supreme Court now has weighed in and said Trump's communication with Mike Pence, including, remember, John Eastman is one of the co-defendants. John Eastman is the lawyer that they were working through Trump and Mike Pence. Trump was trying to use Eastman theory on the Constitution that would allow him to go with alternate electors. So I hope you can hear all this familiar vocabulary going on. Well, all of that is now being decided by the Supreme Court, and they're basically saying that Trump has immunity to explore those things. Okay. Trump is expected to push to dismiss the Georgia case on the grounds of immunity with a subsequent hearing to follow. The Supreme Court ruling did not decide on the issue of immunity regarding Trump's contacts with people outside of the federal government, including Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger. This would also include maybe his conversations he might have had with Sidney Powell, Jenna Ellis. She was his lawyer, so there might be an official capacity there. On January 2nd, 2021, Trump called Raffensperger and encouraged him to, quote, find, unquote, more votes than President Joe Biden. That's one way of putting it. It would very easily, without too much generosity, see that Trump was asking him to find votes that existed, not invent them. That call is a vital part of the Fulton County indictment, as well as the.
I know y'all know I'll be speaking, but I'm trying to pay attention. There's a lot going on right now.
That call is a vital part of the Fulton County indictment, as well as the effort to recruit alternate presidential electors for Trump. That's the big plan that's under scrutiny. I believe that so far this is the biggest hit and dig from the Supreme Court level, going to all these lower courts automatically fall into line. This is done. And Fani Willis is already into so much trouble with so many delays.
Definitely.
That this is just falling apart at the seams. If they remove those RICO cases, that's half of the counts against Trump being dismissed. And that and the J6 court case through Chutkin in Washington, D.C., the half of those, I believe that's 4 counts, 2 of the 4 counts would almost automatically go away. And I believe this also will affect the Stormy Daniels case too, because she was allegedly doing a cover-up to help Trump get elected. That was in 2016 before he was elected. But this is just showing that all of these cases are really flimsy, ready to be appealed. They're not going to pass scrutiny. You can have Democrats do your puppet courts, but there's higher courts that mitigate raw politicization that we've seen in the court system. So it means the courts justice might still be alive, hanging by a thread just a little longer. What do you guys think? Does
honestly,
Fani Willis ever see a courtroom again regarding Trump unless she herself is being indicted?
That's what I was about to say. I think it'll mainly, be herself. I don't think it'll be Trump. And my thing is I feel like everybody tried to do something about Trump because they don't obviously, want him to be president. Let me, chill. I was saying that, but I'm just saying, and that's just my opinion. That's how I feel about it. But at the same time, I feel like you getting defeated so many times and stuff ain't going your way. Then on top of that, you have more and more and more supporters of Trump. Then on top of that, the numbers. Then you have Biden. If y'all seen my post, I posted on Instagram, LifeWithRecklezz. Y'all see me on there. I posted a clip of how Joe Biden is, and they talking about replacing him. Like when they see like everything is falling down, it ain't much you can do. All this to do now is for all these people that did, dirt, been corrupt, all of this is their turn. And that's just how it is, But let me know y'all thoughts and comments down below. Definitely appreciate y'all. Much love to everybody. Catch y'all next one.